Highguard is dead, and one singular manly tear rolls down my cheek as we say goodbye to one of the most mid-games of all time. Currently, there's 14 players playing Midgard, probably all devs, wanting to say goodbye to the project a final time. But you know who isn't Highguard? Marathon. Turns out, Marathon has been somewhat of a success. It has avoided the Concordian curse, because right now there are 30,000 people playing Marathon on Steam. And the 24-hour peak was 60,000. And given the large install base on consoles, I would bet that you probably have 120,000 to 150,000 people playing Marathon throughout the day. And Marathon, by the way, is not like Highguard. It wasn't free. You actually had to pay to get into this game. And people seem to actually like it. I've had my issues with the game, and we will talk more about that later. But right now, it sits at 86% enjoyment on Steam, which is pretty damn good. But is this enough? The YouTuber SkillUp said something interesting. He said that currently, with the player numbers that Marathon has, you can take that and you can spin it in any direction. You can tell a story how there are better and bigger things out there for the Marathon players. Or you could say that Marathon is doomed for a slow death. At any rate, it's not a Concord, it's not a Highguard. What is going to decide whether Marathon lives or dies? Well, to talk about that, I first need to talk about my big issues with Marathon. Yes, I do not like the UI. I think it's hostile. I think the loading screens are seizure-inducing. But I think the biggest issue that I've had with Marathon is the fact that most of its maps feels unstructured. I had the pleasure of finally playing the game with my friends Oro and Prod, and when everything clicked, when we were working as a team, when we were using our abilities together, when we complemented each other's playstyles, we did great and I had a fantastic time. But there was still something missing, and that was the structure. I need something to work towards, because if you don't, what are you really doing? You're running around shooting enemies, killing other players, and looting. And fulfilling a contract or two, that's important, but that all feels like side quests. There's no main thing. I really feel like what Marathon needs is one big important mission that pushes everybody together, like the ring in Battle Royales. So here's what I thought of, just as an example. Let's say that after a little while, a boss will spawn in the middle of the map or somewhere else. Or maybe not after a little while. How about this? There are key enemies, mini-bosses in this area, and this area. Once all of these mini-bosses have been killed, then a big boss will spawn right here. And now this creates an interesting dynamic, because do you work together with other runners to take down these big bosses? Or do you wait for the proper opportunity to sneak in and kill them while they're looting the final guy? I think that would create a much more interesting dynamic, because right now in Marathon, you do not cooperate with anybody. I have never met anybody who uses voice chat, we've never had a conversation, and I shoot on sight. And people shoot me on sight. I think something like this would make a world of difference. And I know it would make a world of difference because the third map on Marathon that you get to unlock at level 12 or 13 or something like that, that is structured like a Destiny raid. You have to work your way into the middle of the base, unlocking doors, getting into the commander's area to kill a bunch of enemies that will drop the best loot in the game. People weren't joking when they said that this new map was actually fire, and I agree with them, which makes it so weird to me that Bungie decided to drop 2 maps where I feel like I'm just swimming around in the spaghetti. I think that saying may have lost something in translation. But yeah, I think for Marathon to succeed, that's what it would have to do. Create a big event and really market the hell out of this to bring new people in. So new enemies, new guns, make it look really enticing. What is it that Marathon has coming up? Well, they actually have a bit of a roadmap. So the first season, each season will be 3 months. The first season has already started. It will bring a new map, Cryo Archives. We don't know exactly when it will come, but it will come during the next 3 months, which is very nice. We will get ranked mode, carry event. Don't know what that means, but maybe it could be one of those big new events that would be bringing people together for more interesting play. New implants, mid-season balance patch. Then the next season we'll see Night March, a Dire March nighttime variant, which honestly sounds boring as shit. When I was playing, my friend Oro was talking about how he absolutely despises Dire March because it's such a big open space. Now maybe the nighttime will make it a little bit more difficult to spot enemies, so you won't get third-partied as much, but I don't know. New Sentinel Shell, the Cradle upgrade build system, yay, another menu for me to decipher, new guns and mods, and new enemies. I think new enemies would be very important, and I think a new type of enemy, not just robots, but maybe a whole new faction. But that's a lot to implement. Do I think Bungie is going to succeed with Marathon? I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, quite frankly. I think that Bungie, having been bought for $3.6 billion by Sony, I think Sony wanted more bang for their buck than what Marathon is gonna give. But I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Kisses. Mwah.